Gabby Tuesday, and today we are chatting about wedding albums. I absolutely love wedding albums. I think it is the perfect way to wrap up your wedding photography experience, to package everything in a nice big leather-bound book. One thing that I've experienced as a wedding photographer, in my early days as a wedding photographer, I never really pushed albums because I myself didn't understand how important they were. I'd never been married, and so I didn't understand the value of having a way to physically look through all of your images instead of just clicking through on a computer. And so I never really pushed it with anybody. But now, having been a wedding photographer for a couple of years and understanding both as a wedding photographer and as a bride myself, that when you want to show your wedding photos, like if your parents come over and they want to see your wedding images, or your grandparents come over, or your friends come over and they want to see your wedding photos, you're not going to pull out your laptop and plop your parents in front of the computer and be like, have fun clicking through all 785 of these photos. No, what you're going to do, what you want to do is pull out your wedding album. It's quicker, it's more visually appealing, it tells a story better than just clicking through a bajillion photos. Your wedding photographer specifically drafts the album so that it tells like a storybook. Or at least that's the way I design my albums. And it's just a more attractive way to present your images. And if you think about it, 15-20 years ago, people were using, what was it, floppy disk drives. And if your wedding images, if JPEGs, if people were giving out files back then, if your wedding images existed on a floppy disk, you'd have no way to read them now. And so I feel like a wedding album is kind of like an insurance policy against changing technology, because who knows, we may not be using DVDs or CDs 20 years from now. People are already starting to move toward flash drives. So if your wedding images are on a DVD and 25 years from now we don't have DVD readers anymore, how are you going to show off your wedding photos? And my solution to that is an album. So the wedding album vendor that I use is Leather Craftsman. I love them so much. I will sing their praises till the day I die. I just think they're awesome. And I have a few sample albums that I wanted to share with you guys today. So this album is a 12 by 12. It is huge. It weighs a lot. I don't know how many pounds specifically, but there are a lot of them. And I know that when I carry this sucker into a consultation, my arms ache on the way out. It's sizable, so if you're looking for a large wedding album, it's a great format. The images obviously are larger on this album than they would be in one of the smaller ones, so you get a bigger presentation of them. But I think that I've decided, this was my first full wedding album that I ordered as a sample, and I think after receiving this, I've decided that I really like the 10 by 10 more. So this, like I said, this one's a 12 by 12. This is the 10 by 10 in comparison. It's a little bit smaller, but I don't think it's so small that it seems minuscule or underwhelming at all. I think you could do a wedding album out of the 10 by 10 and very easily be pleased with it. I love this size. I think it's perfect. The images are still just, they're still large enough that you get a feel for them. It's still impactful. Like I said, it's not underwhelming at all. So this is the size that I'm doing all my wedding albums in from now on, is the 10 by 10. And then next up we have the 8 by 8. This is the size that I do all of my guest sign-in albums with. So you look at the 10 by 10, this is the 8 by 8. If some of my couples choose to do both a guest sign-in album and a wedding album, this is what they look like side by side, so you can tell easily which one is which. I love guest sign-in albums. I think it's a perfect way to do something with your engagement photos where you can have them in a collection and still give them a bit of a purpose. So what I do with guest sign-in albums is I design them with plenty of white space so that people can sign all around. I saw this featured on Jasmine Starr's blog one time and absolutely loved it. Proposed the idea to one of my brides and she thought it was fantastic. So thanks, Megan. And then this, lastly, is a 6 by 8. So you can see in comparison, it's shorter, but same width. And this 6 by 8 is the size that I do any boudoir albums that I'm going to do with Leather Craftsman. I do them in this size just because I think it's kind of cute, and I don't know, I really like the dimensions of it. So 6 by 8, 8 by 8, 10 by 10, and hold on, 12 by 12. So I think you guys can clearly see why I've stopped using these. I will order them if someone asks for one, but I just think it's so large that it's going to be a chore for you to pick it up off your coffee table. But anyway, so that's I guess that's my presentation on albums. If you guys have any questions, as always, sign off in the comment section. I will reply to any questions that I get or address them in future Gabby Tuesday posts. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Cheers!